Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Jenofeve Designs. Today we are going to make the covers for the album that we had just started. This is the Antique Shop scrapbook album that we are making using the Basically Amazing foundations and all three of the decorative edges. That's the Charming, the Graceful, and the Enchanted. And if you want to start at the beginning, where I do a flip through of this album, this is the prototype. I'm going to eventually give this this exact album away, but I did a flip through of the prototype, and I also have done several other videos getting ready to get started. So I will have a playlist. I'll link it up there, and I'll have it down in the description box. So let's just jump right on in. First of all, I do want to tell you, my finger is swollen. You see that? It's itchy. And it's swollen, and I do not know why it's happened. It hurts like the dickens, but I am going to just push through. I actually was really sick yesterday. I woke up with a migraine, and when I get migraines, I get nauseated and I get real sick. So I was in bed all day yesterday, so I'm just trying to pick up. I lost a whole day of work. I'm just trying to pick up and move forward. So today we are going to make the covers, and we're going to use something different to assemble them together. So something I've never used before, and I didn't even use it in the prototype because I didn't have it yet, but I have used it and I have experimented with it since I have received it. So we're going to be making our covers. I'll also have timestamps down below because I'm hoping we'll do the covers, the binding, and we might even do something to the inside of the covers. We're not going to do the decorative part of the covers. We're just going to assemble just so we can get going. But I'll put timestamps in the description box, and I'll also have them in the first pinned comment if you want to check it out. Okay, so first thing we're going to need is this. This here is medium weight chipboard. I have it linked in my Amazon list for this project. Link down below. I think it's 30 point. It's medium weight, 30 point. This is a 12 by 12. You could get away with 8.5 by 11. You don't have to have a 12 by 12 if you don't want to. But if you got 12 by 12, you'll need two 12 by 12 sheets of chipboard. You can also use, you can recycle cereal boxes and stuff. Just make sure that you like layer to make it thicker. Out of the Basically Amazing foundations, we are going to need page 1A, which is the covers for the largest album, because we're making the largest album. And then we're also going to need, from page 5, we're going to need the spine piece for the 4-page spine. They've been smooshed together and now they're stuck together. Okay. And here's what we're going to do. Remember the little tip where if you can bend your chipboard easily, you don't want to cut this way because it bends really easily. So you don't want to cut that way. You want to turn it to where it doesn't hardly bend at all, and you can cut this way. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to trace on one of these sheets. I am going to trace this on here. Or you can just straight cut it, because for the largest album, the covers are as big as, or as wide as a piece of letter paper. So you could just cut it to that size instead of tracing it. But it says that in the guide. Okay, then I'm going to set the spine piece right up next to it here, and I'm going to trace that. So it'll be the same height as the covers. And then I need to do one more, so just a quick test. So I need it this way. Okay, next thing you're going to need is, if you're using a paper trimmer, just cut them with your paper trimmer. If you're not, then grab your cutting mat and a ruler. This one is like a quilter's ruler, and it's got grippies on the back side. And then grab a craft knife. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut this part first. So several gentle passes. Like that. Okay, so the next thing, this is the product that I've never used before in video, and this is bookbinding tape. So a lot of times we'll use Tyvek, which is fine. If you have Tyvek, use Tyvek. But I got this at a very reasonable price on Amazon, and it's a ton. And it's specifically made for bookbinding. It's made to repair books. It's made for different certain things. But there are a few little things, a few little adjustments, well, at least one that I know, that we need to use in order to use something like this. So I have this linked in my Amazon if you want to check it out. I think it's, what, 1.5 inches? Yeah, it's 1.5 inches wide. And we're going to use this instead of Tyvek. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to grab something with a straight edge. In this case, it happens to be my scoreboard. And we're going to attach these things together. So you can either go off the markings on the scoreboard or find you something that has, you know, the right width. So this is my right angle tool. I have it linked down in the description box, but it is the right width to go, or that I like to put in between, just FYI. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this, to be honest. I've already made a set of covers, but I think I'm switching it up from that. I don't know. Let me see. Let's see here. Okay. So this one has a paper backing. So we could, if we want to, we can just kind of measure enough out so we don't have to deal with the whole roll. So I'm just going to cut a piece. And then I had folded it over so I could find the end. Whoops. So I think what I might do, I wonder if I'm just trying to make sure it's straight. I had a hard time keeping it straight the way I did it before when I did the last one I created. So I think what I'll do, let's see. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Well, first I'm going to cut this little piece off that's folded over. So I have these black marks on my scoreboard, and I'm going to use that to line this tape up just to keep it straight. And I'm going to give myself like 7/8 of an inch from this edge. So there's 7/8 of an inch here. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to, I guess I could start at the top. Oh, I guess it really matters. I'm going to start close to the top. Or I could start at the top, why not? So I'm going to kind of, so then I'm going to just kind of like eyeball it to keep it straight. And I think I did an okay job. Better than I did in the first one I did, to be honest. Uh-oh, my battery's flashing already. Right, let me change my battery. I won't do anything else. It's fresh battery. So then, oh, I didn't cut enough. Did I not? I didn't cut enough? Are you kidding? Oh, shoot, you guys. Here's what we're going to do. I didn't cut enough. I don't know how that happened. I meant to cut enough to wrap around. That was bad. Okay, well, here we go. That's all right. We're just going to cut just a little piece off there. Unbelievable. What was I thinking? It's okay though. It's going to work out to our benefit. So now I'm going to flip this over. And I am going to line this up. I'm going to try to stick this on here. Just so that I don't get crooked. I like 1/4 of an inch. That's what I like on mine. Okay. Alright, so I'll flip this over. Burnish that. I am going to wrap around the edges, but again, I didn't mean to make this boo-boo, so that's okay. We'll be alright. Alright, and the same for this. I'm going to line it up to where there's a 7/8 of an inch. Is this too long? No, it should be just right. And I'm going to match up that line. I'm going to go along that black line there just to keep it straight. Okay. Let's do it like okay. 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 So normally I would have put the shorter pieces on last, but it doesn't matter if you're going to do a shorter piece. But I was intending on wrapping it around, but again, that's all right. So I don't guess I have to go all the way around. I just need enough to wrap the edges there. Let's hope I cut that right. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Oh, but I'm not going to be straight again. Ugh. All right, let me try this. I like to keep things straight. Am I the only one? Am I the only one that's like that? Okay, let me see. I'm just going to give myself... That's not straight. A bit of a guide here. Okay. Flip it over. Go burnish it. All right, let's do the same thing over here. Okay, next up is, first thing, one of the things you'll need to know is that the double-sided adhesives or tapes, or double-sided tapes, will not stay stuck to this. We can use liquid glue and it will stay stuck, but it will not stay stuck to the double-sided tape. So that's the only thing that kind of bothers me about it so far, is that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put adhesive on both sides of these. And it's my regular, hold on, I'm grabbing it. The 8.5 by 11 sheets that I like to use. I'm going to need 2 of them, so I'm going to go ahead and pull 2 out. Did I get 2 or 3? I just got 2. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. All my adhesives are linked down below, by the way. Oops. Something, this pack, I have had, it doesn't want to release from the backing. The tape doesn't. So I'm having to maneuver it more than normal. Okay, so I'm just going to take that off. And actually, I might fold it in half for a minute because I can't get it under the camera. And I'm going to try to lay that on there. I'm going right along that edge of that tape, not going over that tape, just the edge of that tape. And we're going to burnish that like this. Get this back out. We're going to cut that away. Probably should have cut that just a little different. That's okay. Oops. Now, I get asked this all the time, why do I completely cover that? It's because I use coffee stained paper to cover my albums most of the time, and in order for it to, see what I'm talking about? The glue wants to stick to this and not this. And the coffee stained paper doesn't like to lay flat otherwise. So if I just used glue or something, there'd be wrinkles all over it. So I didn't want that. So we use full sheets like this to glue it completely down. Even if it's wrinkled, it's still all stuck down. All right, this time I'm going to cut it a little different. I'm going to cut it this way first. Wow, my finger, I was looking at my finger instead of what I was doing. It's like I'm having an allergic reaction. It's like something bit me or something and it just won't stop, you know? It's really, really frustrating. Okay, flip that over. Burnish. I am going to stick this in between here. Like that. And then I'm going to, I don't know if that one, this one might be too thick. I guess I could overlap if I wanted to. Over, cut that off. Might as well just cover as much as we can with this, all the little cut off pieces. I'm gonna move this out of the way again. I tried to get ones that look similar in color, but it doesn't really matter because, oops, I got one too many. It doesn't really matter because the whole thing gets covered anyway. Okay, this is extra, just in case I need it for something else. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to let's see. It has to go this way. It does overlap, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure it does. I'm first going to take this piece here and I'm going to put, I know it's hard to see, so I'm trying to get some tape out over here. Well, maybe. I think this is 3/4 inch tape. Yep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, along one of these short edges here, I'm going to run tape all across there. Like that, and then I'm going to butt this up. Just trying to give myself a guide, really. So then I'm going to turn this tape, or this paper this way, and I'm going to run a piece all the way to the edge there. Since there's going to be very little overlap, I need to make sure I get the overlap, if that makes sense. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to stick this down just like this. So I'm going to remove the backing here. You guys following me so far? Nope, wrong way. I was about ready to put it on there wrong. So I'm going to lay this here. Oh, no, 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 no. I did it the wrong way. Let go, let go, let go. Shoot. Dang it. Oh. I put it on there the wrong way, you guys. Okay, that's okay. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. This is not salvageable either, because I need it to be this way, not this way. Oh, y'all probably knew when I was doing it. You probably saw it. Okay, all right. Well, let's try again. Let me move this out of the way for a second. Okay, so I need this way. So I need tape here and here again. Let's try it again. Okay, let's try it again, except I'm gonna have to put some glue on there now. I think I'm not gonna go back over it. I guess I should smush it down first. Honestly, I wonder about myself sometimes. I really, really do. It's just one of those days, you guys. It's one of those days. All right, now I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to line it up like this. Flip that around and I'm going to put tape here. so now I've got to deal with this part right here because it's going to have to wrap around. So what I'm going to do, remove the tape backing. I'm going to put glue along this edge here. Actually, I need to open it up just a little bit more. Like this. Put glue along this tape part here. We're covering all of this tape with this glue. This is Fabri-Tac. You could use whatever glue you want. You could use PVA glue, white glue. I think bookbinding glue is PVA glue. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. Okay, make sure you get it in the crevice there as well. Stick this back. Yeah. All right, looks good. All right, let's grab the other sheet and we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to, what are we going to do? We're going to put tape on one side and then the other. All right, next step. We're going to cut these corners away with the right angle tool. Oh, I don't know, did I burnish the tape down? Alright, don't forget we need to add glue to this part right here. And we're going to tip it up on its side. We're going to flip it over and push. And burnish. Flip around, same thing. All right, let's see. It hurt my finger. Where's that ripped piece that I had? Maybe I could use this. All right, I think I'm gonna cut it to 5 inches by the mat size of this, which would be 10. So I'm gonna go to my paper trimmer. Okay, so now I have a piece that's 5 by 10. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around these edges with 3/4 inch tape all the way around the edges. What did I say? This is not 3/4 inch, this is 3/8 inch. Did I say 3/4? And I believe this might be an inch. Yeah. So then I'm going to grab my inch tape and put down here. Okay. See how it's kind of a little bubbly? That's because that's where the glue is. So every once in a while, for the next 10 minutes or so, I'll just burnish it just to get it to stick down. All right, next thing, because I know what's going on the inside, front, and back cover, we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're not gonna do anything fancy, we're just matting. Whoop, something fell. So, page 49A, I printed off page 49A out of the foundation, so I printed it onto white cardstock. And this is the mat for the covers. And then I traced it onto this pattern paper. So this one here is, well, let's do it like this. Look like that. So I traced it because I like the wood grain to go this way. So I traced it to where it would be like that. So this is the page that it is. In case you were curious which one I chose. That's the one I picked because I liked the black wood grain back there. So I went ahead and traced it and inked it up. So we're just going to go ahead and mat both the front and the back covers with these because that's what's going to be there eventually. So instead of putting another layer here, we're just going to put this. Okay, so I am going to put some tape on there. I wish I'd have done that before. So this is page 49A in the foundations. Oh, I like to put glue in between my tape. I need to get me another bottle of Fabri-Tac. I am running low. All right, so then we're gonna do one more thing, and that's the binding. And I think I've got it all prepped. I'm not sure, let me double check. Okay, so out of the foundations, page 6 is the binding page. So this is what the guidebook page looks like. Sorry about that glare, you guys. This is what the guidebook page looks like. It's got the writing on here, and it's got this purplish bluish color on there. This is what the plain template looks like. So when you buy the templates, you get the guide set of templates, you get the plain set of templates, you get the background design set of templates. So we're using the plain because we always cover the fins up. Most of the time. I would say 80% of the time we cover the fins up anyway. So this is the page. So you print off onto 80-pound cardstock. I've already cut it out and inked it up and taped it up and ready to go. So these two pieces here are over here. I've already cut those out. I've already scored those two lines on each piece inked them up and taped them on both sides, or taped on the back of these two. So I've already got that prepped and ready. Let's get that out of the way. And I'm actually going to stick this back in here. I don't think I'm going to be using that. So that's page 6 out of the foundations. Onto white cardstock. So we're using 4 fins, obviously. And here's what we're going to do. So we've got them inked up, we've got them scored, and we're just going to lay the top one on top of the bottom one real quick. And actually I'm going to add liquid glue to it as well so that it stays. I'm going to use white glue this time. And I'm just going to run it right next to the tape there. And I'm going to do top and bottom. I don't want this coming apart at all. I got a little heavy-handed with the glue there. And this should fit right inside that middle section here. And I'm going to tap it on the table to make sure that it's flush. And it is. Lay it back down. Burnish. So this is art glitter glue that I'm using. Flip it up, burnish, flip it up, burnish. Alright, we're going to do the same for the back side here. We're going to take the tape off. We are going to run glue around the edges. I might even go down the middle a little bit. Just a little. We don't want the spine piece, the binding piece coming up off of the spine. So, alright, so this should fit perfectly on your spine piece. You should be able to lay it on here and it should fit right on that spine exactly. Yep. With your gaps in between. So we're going to burnish this down. We are going to flip that up. Let's flip them both up. Flip that up, burnish. Flip that up, burnish. And have a little bit of glue seepage. Alright, now we have the covers made, we have matted the inside covers, and we have the binding piece installed. And we are ready to rock and roll. Just like that. See how there's the spot where the paper, where I messed it up. That's okay, it'll be okay. Matter of fact, we could, if you want to, we could go ahead and mat the spine and the back cover. Let me get that, let's go ahead and do that. Let me get that prepped. Alright, I went ahead and prepped it because I figured, since I already know what it's going to be, let's go ahead and cover half of the album, because we can. So here's the paper that I chose, but I want you to see, I kind of didn't start at the top or the bottom. I kind of picked the areas that I wanted. So I traced the cover on this side. I traced the width, and then I decided where I wanted it to stop. So I wanted to make sure I had this cluster of flowers and a little bit of this down here. So I cut a little bit off here and a little bit off here. And then I traced the spine piece on the opposite end of that paper. And so this middle piece is just not going to be used. What's on the back? So this piece is not going to be used. So I just wanted to show you. I just kind of picked exactly where I wanted to cut, and it's just a really simple, I mean, there's nothing, I didn't do anything special on the front, I mean on the back cover and the spine this time, because there's so much going on in the album and the colors are so beautiful and the paper is so beautiful. I just wanted to leave it as is. So we're just going to go ahead and mat these two pieces, the back cover and the spine. Why not? And then that'll be covered, that'll be done. And then we can move forward. So I need to decide in the next video, do I want to do the front cover or do I want to move on to the pages? Interesting, I don't know. And look at me, I didn't use tape at all. I just used straight up glue. Well, there you go. There you have it. You can do that too. You can just use glue. There's no pockets or anything here. There's nothing that's going to be on it other than itself. So you can just use glue. See, it's just second nature for me to do things like that. I didn't even think to explain it when I was doing it because I knew there wasn't going to be any weight on here, so just using glue is fine. But when I know there's going to be weight, like on the inside covers, you put tape just for the added extra security. Or if you don't have both, just use the one. Whatever one you have, just use that. I'm going to do the same for the spine because there isn't anything weighted on the spine. I know it looks like I'm using a lot of glue, but I'm really not. When you're squeezing it and you're going around in circles, it kind of pulls the glue further than where it would be. It'd be more, less of a big glob. It'd be like, you know, more dispersed. So it does, I'm really not putting that much glue down. It may look like I am, but I'm really not. I promise. All right. We got a lot done in this first video. Okay. So yeah, so it looks like that. You can't even tell there's a big chunk missing there. It just looks like it's one continuous piece. But isn't that beautiful? So, but alrighty. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Don't forget to check out the description box down below for all the available links, all the affiliate links, all that stuff. And the printables that I'm using, the collections link, all of that is down there. Check it out. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you are already enjoying this series. And thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.